Hello, welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations in Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and tonight what I'd like to do is do an animal everyone is familiar with. I want to do a crocodile head. I just love the detail on this because what I did in this one here, when I've made the teeth, every tooth is like bigger or smaller, and that's what I liked about it. I love the texture that I used on this particular crocodile head, and I think you'll agree. It really looks good. I want to show you the types of clay that we can use. There's an air hardening, there's an oil-based clay, which I used to use all the time as a kid, and that's the one they used to make a lot of things, and then when I got bored with the items, I just roll it up into a ball again and make something else. The other type of clay is an air hardening clay, which hardens like in a couple of hours or overnight, and what I liked about this is once it hardens, you can paint it, and it's permanent. My preference for the clay is a clay called Super Sculpey, which can be baked in the oven about 275 degrees for about 15 or 20 minutes. You can drill it, sand it, you can just make a tremendous amount of detail, which I like about it. I'll show you the size balls of clay that we're using tonight. What we're doing is we're using armature wire, which is very flexible, because I'm going to put that inside the jaws. I'll show you. I got two pieces that are about this long, and we're going to be using those to put inside the jaws. I'll show you exactly where we'll put those. But these are the two size balls of clay. This will be for the upper jaw, and that'll be for the lower jaw. So the first thing that we want to do is I'll show you with the model here, is we want to do the lower jaw right here, where I'm running my finger along, and I'll show you how to make that. So we'll take this. I'm going to take this piece of clay. Now I'm going to squeeze it like that. And then what I'm going to try to do is flatten it out, but almost make like a V shape. See how we're lengthening that out? And then what I want to do is I'm going to put this down on here. I can probably squeeze it a little better. See that? It'll make it a little easier to make it into the jaw. So now, see how we did that? What I want to do is just keep working it. Make it flat. And this is the shape that we want. See how I'm making that shape right there? That's for the lower jaw. This is actually going to be the inside of the mouth. So what I want to do is take my thumb. See this? And I'm going to push down and start to make that like that. See how I'm doing that? We'll do that on both sides. Just like that. And I'm pushing down like that. You can see I'm making an indentation. See how I'm doing that? I'm going to do that all the way down like that. Just like that. Just like that. And I'll make it more of with a crocodile, it's a little narrower as you get up here. With an alligator, it's more like a U shape. So that's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile jaw. So now, I'm going to compare it to my model, look at it. It looks like it's about the same size. You always want to compare it. That way you can see if there's any differences in size, and if I need to make it a little smaller, I can do that. But I did that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put this one down right here. So now we're going to take this one, and we're going to make the upper jaw. So this is going to be the top part, and that's going to be the bottom part of the inside of the jaw. See, so I'm taking my thumb, and I'm doing that thing with the imprint again. Now, I want to compare it to the top and bottom half. Yep, it's coming along nicely. So we'll just stretch this out a little more. I want to compare it to this one. Yep, it's coming along really nicely. So now what I'm trying to do is take a little bit of this clay now and go down like that, because when I put these two together, we're going to try to put these together now. So what I'm going to do is try to squeeze these together. Kind of work them together a little bit like that. So I'm just taking and trying to work that clay together. So what I'm going to do is compare it to this one again. They're approximately the same size. So now what I want to do is I want to take my metal now, these pieces, and I want to take them, and we're going to bend them into a U. See, like this? Just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this one to also. So they look like that. See how I did that? Just think of a U. So what I want to do is I want to take and insert this into the clay right here. Right here. We'll push it in. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. See this? We're going to take and push it into the clay right here. See how I did that? But I noticed that it's coming out right here. So what I want to take is angle it more at an angle like this. So when you push it in, it'll be going in like that. So I'm going to take and cover up this metal here so we don't see it. See that? So I'm going to take this and we're going to cover that over now with the clay. I don't want to be able to see that. I'm just going to warm this up, make sure it's nice. And I'm going to cover that up. Just like that. See how I'm doing that? Just work it like that. Now, we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to cover that over. Like that, so we don't see it. Because what the metal or the armature wire is being used for is holding the jaws open. So we can take it, I'm going to do that. See how I'm doing that? Just, it softens it up really good doing it that way. So I want to take, and we're going to cover this metal right here, or the armature wire. Just like that. Now we got it covered. Now, just want to flatten it out a little bit there. Okay. Now what I want to do So I want to compare it to what I had done on my previous model. So I'm going to take that and look at it. So now what I want to do is I've got to build up the eye region right here. You see where my thumb is? We're going to start to put some clay there to build up the eye region. So I'm going to take some of this right here. Take some of this clay. So we're using the additive technique right now. I'm going to roll it between my fingers. Do the same thing for the other side. I'm just warming it up nicely this way. Makes it nice and pliable. So now I'm going to take and what I'm going to do is I'm kind of shaping it a little bit before I put it down. See, that'll be one side. See that? So what I want to do is kind of put it over on here. I just want to add that. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to put this down. I want to make sure they're in approximately the same spot. That way, see that? You want to make sure they're in the same spot. So that's what I'm doing, putting that down. Okay, so another thing that I want to do too, there's some other areas I want to build up. I want to take this, and I want to build up the front of the snout. This area right here. See that? I want to build that up a little more. Just like that. I'm going to build that up a little more. Take a little more clay. Just add it. See that, how I did that? Because it's a little bit raised in the front here. As you can see, I'll show you this model. See how that kind of slopes up a little bit? That's what we're trying to create. So I'm going to take and add a little more clay here. And okay. Just trying to, and then what I also want to do is I want to build up another area of the jaw. So I'm going to roll these. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's an area that I need to add some more clay in this area here on my, see how this is kind of open right here? We're going to add some clay in there to, I'll show you what I'm going to do. See how I added the clay in that area? And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it inside here. I'm going to do a little bit at a time. Now, I'm going to take this clay, I'm flattening out a little bit, but I want to put it inside here. So, see I'm pushing that down in there. Just like that. That's going to strengthen the jaws a little bit. Okay, so now I want to see how far. Yep, that's about right. I want to add a little clay right in here. See it right there? Then I'm going to take a little more clay, and I'm going to kind of go around that a little bit. See how that is? So I'm trying to put some clay here and here. I'm going to add some more to the other side too. I'm going to flip this around so I can see what I did there. I'm going to add that right there. See how we put that right there? And now, I'm going to add it right there. See how I did that? So that's really coming along nicely now. I want to make sure I get the inside that way. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of smoothing it out inside there with my fingers. Like that. Just like that. Let's see what Then I'm going to take a little bit of clay, and I'm going to put it, I'll show you where we're going to put this. Just want to build this up a little more. Right around where the eyes are here. Just want to kind of add a little bit of clay in there, in the center. Just like that. So I think the next thing that we want to do is we probably can do the eyes. And I'll show you how to do those. The eyes are right here on my model. I'll show you how to do those. And it'll be a really nice effect. So let me just get started with those. Get my little sculpting tools here. I want to get one that... So what I want to do is kind of make the outline for the eye here. See I'm doing that? Just like that. See I'm doing that? And we're going to do the same on the other side. See how I did that? And then what I always like to do is take the ball, and I want to kind of create a little curvature to the eye by doing this. Just kind of rubbing over it a little bit. And I'll do the same again on the other side. Now I'll just try to get that outline. And then one of the things that we'll do to make the eye look really cool is I'm going to take and you put like a little slit in it like this. See how I did that? We'll go over the other side and do the same thing. Just like that. So then the next thing that we want to do is I'd like to be able to do the teeth. And what I did is I'll show you how to make them. Usually we take little balls of clay like this. I'll show you. And I'll put them in my hand. I'm going to show you a couple examples. See these here? And then you try to make different size balls. What I do is think of the ice cream cone. Roll it into between your fingers like this, like an ice cream cone. Think of an upside down ice cream cone. And then I'm going to take and do the same thing with this one. So what I'm going to do is take and place these inside the lower jaw. See this right here? I'm going to take my thumb and just put it in like that. And then I'll put the other one on the other side. Just like that. See how that looks? Now, what I did is I baked some ahead of time. I've got them in this tin foil. I'm going to pour them out on the table. I wanted to make things easy for myself because if you have to sculpt them, it takes a while to sculpt them. So what I'm going to do is I want to make it a lot easier. This is an easier technique. So what I did is I took these, made these teeth, like with the methods I just showed you, and then what I did is I fired them for about 10 minutes, and then they became hard. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these teeth and place them in the mouth like this. We'll move this. Just like that. And I'll try to get different sizes. I'll try to show you from the side. You can see that? And we're going to take, and I'll put that in there. Let's see if I can get that so you can see a little better. We'll place. Whoop. Sometimes they get a little slippery. That one is going to come out. It doesn't want to stay in there, so I'll get a different tooth. Oh. And then let me see if I can get. See, I'm putting those in. And I try to have them different sizes. So we'll just keep, and then we'll go to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. See how we did that? It's really starting to come along nicely. Now we're going to do the same thing to the top. So let's see, I'm going to try to find a couple of big ones for the top. Because I want to put those in the front. And then, let's see. It looks like one of my a tooth came out. So I'm going to put that back in there. And to make these stay in, I need to go in with my sculpting tool right now and kind of push the clay up against where they are right now. I'll try to get it from both sides. See I'm doing that? Now I know how much a dentist must feel with the teeth. They're so tiny. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these teeth in like that. See how I'm doing that? So it's interesting. Can you see the teeth, how we did them? So now what we want to do is we want to start giving this some texture now. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this tool here, it's got the ball, and we're going to take, and then I'm just going to tap the top of the snout with this. Just like that. And we're going to just keep going. Just like that. Then we do the sides. And we want to do the side. And then I'm going to go up here, the top of the eye. You want to kind of do that. See how I'm doing that? But I want to rough up this area here with a tool. Kind of see how it's making those little short strokes? Just like that. You want to do that. Just like that. Rough that up a little bit. And then we're going to come back in here. And you do the dots all around here. But that little area in between the jaw, you want to use the lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and we're going to do the same thing to do the lines here. See, kind of rough that up. Just like that. For that particular area. And it's starting to look very close to what I had done here. So I have this jaw opened a little more than the other one. And I wanted to make sure this was a little wider so you could see all the teeth. See all the beautiful teeth that we put in there? And then I want to show you what the final version will look like. This is the final version of the crocodile head. This is what it looked like from the side. And then see the back, I did tamp it, do a lot of the detail there. That's what it looks like from the very side. This is what it will look like from the front. And that's what it will look like from the other side. And then I want to show you the top of the head. See how we did that? And then, like I said on the bottom, you just kind of flatten that out a little bit. You're not going to have any texture under there because it's going to be sitting on the ground. But I do want to thank you for coming to Creations in Clay tonight. And I do look forward to seeing you again next week. Goodbye for now.